could be. When you think of a fantasy, what brings to mind what a fantasy might be? A story. It could be a story, exactly. And this piece has so many different sections and they contrast, and can you hear that there might be a story here? For instance, you started out. Does that sound like a happy story to you? No, it's kind of a spooky story, maybe a little bit dramatic. And I really felt that in your playing. That was your introduction. And then what happened? This note goes to this note. So I don't want to hang over with that note, right? Because it lets go. But I love the way you tapered that off, because that was the end of our introduction. It didn't give any answers to where we're going with this. What's the next part of our story going to be? Yeah. How is this part different from your introduction?
Maybe the first part is more deep, slower. But over here,
maybe a little sweeter. So if you thought about a personality, if you thought about what kind of characters this could be some monster in the woods kind of thing, right? It could be a deep, dark character. And what about this one? Maybe this is like Goldilocks going through the woods, right? On the way to the grandmother's house. So here's your sweet Goldilocks. Totally unsuspecting that the wolf was around the corner, right? So this is storytelling. And if you in your mind are thinking about what's this part of the story saying, I think that'll help you play even more effectively, more in character, right? So what happened here? She maybe heard something cracking in the woods behind her. And then maybe she's afraid. She's going to run to grandma's house. So there's that kind of excitement. And each time she gets more excited and she's running until what happens? Yes, exactly. It's so important that we wait a whole 4 beats, isn't it? Because we're all going, oh! And if you give us, I'm sorry, what was it? That's too soon, right? So I have to make as much time as I can to be in suspense. And then she's okay. She's walking through the woods again. She must have gotten away from the wolf, right? So as you're playing this piece, be thinking about the story. What's happening here? Maybe a sudden gust of wind blows the leaves, right? And then again, she runs away because she's afraid. And then what happens here? A big dramatic moment. And then what, as it tapers off? I can ease into that, right? So that I don't come running there and that she's already back again. I want to take some time as she kind of finds her way to go through the woods again. So all of these moments are so dramatic. That rest there, and then right, so I don't take too much time. And then this, I felt like that was a little bit too fast because I think she found grandma's house at that point. Can you play without so much energy? She's run through the woods. Take time. She's exhausted. She's telling grandma about her story. Sweetly, take time. fast. And that gets really fast, right? So this tempo is going to feel slower because this will feel faster with the 16th notes. So yeah, how fast can you play that? It doesn't have to go too fast, but that means that, however, that means this is going to match this. I think you could slow that section down and have it be more sweet. And this is Goldilocks telling the story of coming through the woods, yeah? And then she gets excited as she tells it, but this is still Goldilocks telling. And it's going to feel faster because of the 16th notes. So don't rush this section. And then she comes back and she tells it again, just kind of remembering as she's telling her story. And then the big moment. But it's okay. Okay. So contrast, big loud, big rests, really soft songs. That's playful storytelling. So think about that as you play this piece. I hope to play it again because you do a beautiful job. Thank you so much.